I don't know if I'd say pressure. I'd say that it excites me because it's like it's a opportunity that's rare, and especially to just get to do it in college. It's a different thing because sales are great. Like we've become really good friends over this year. So I mean, and I've been with her since like not exactly the beginning of her writing this, but like within the first or second draft where they were just doing the readings to get a feel of how it would sound. I came in and I did one of the first few readings, and then they're like, Trevor, can you come do this other reading? And I've read for Grant every single time, which is the character that I am. And so I've gotten to kind of watch the play evolve, and I did the staged reading, which then that was really fun. So I mean, there's not really pressure, I would say. I'd say that I'm really just excited to get to do this because I feel like we're kind of in a spotlight now because like a student wrote this and it was recognized one of the best plays that was written by a college student last year. So that's exciting to me, and I'm just really excited to get to do something original. It's the first time anyone's ever performing this, and I'm just super excited. So,
along those lines, what does that say about Newman's theater department that being so young, that the department hadn't been around that much or that long since Mark came on and restarted it? What does it say about the department that you're getting to do something like this and it's getting national recognition?
I'd say it's the theater department. It is young, you're right, but I think that it's attracting talented people. I mean, we have some really, truly talented people coming here. And I think a friend of mine from my high school, like, we've had a lot of Mays kids come through here, and I love my Mays kids, and I love everyone else. So, I mean, Ciel's a Mays kid, Justin's a Mays kid. But there's a lot of great talent from all over the place that are just for some reason being attracted here. And I'd credit that to Mark and his building and his marketing. Is like, guys, look, you can do things here that you're not going to get a chance else to do. And it's just, it started like 6 years ago or something, and it's exploded. And it's like Justin or Rusty, I think, is going to be one of the first theater majors, or I guess that was last year, but we finally have a theater major now. So it's just a really cool thing to know that it's just expanding so fast, and it's fun to be a part of such an expanding program. And I would credit that to Mark Manette and his eye for talent and like eye for where we're going in this school. And I think that's wonderful.
How unique is this role for you? The fact that you've seen it as an actor from its very origin to the first time it's ever performed.
Yeah. Oh gosh. It's so different than anything else I've ever done, and I have immensely enjoyed doing it because I've kind of gotten to become the character, like as the character evolved. It's like as the character was starting, I got to read it, and they liked me reading it, and so it kind of like evolved into me as a person and me as a character. So I mean, it's like I like to make characters like part of my being. When I become the character, I like to really sink into it. And Grant has been such an interesting character because I've gotten to see it evolve, and I've gotten to see him become a different person as he's evolved and as the writing's evolved. And he's a fun character to play too because Ciel is a wonderful, wonderful writer. I mean, just the dialogue back and forth between the characters, it's like you're just watching people live in their dorm, and you're like, this is incredible. I mean, this is really fun.
What happens to Grant? What's the storyline for him?
Grant is probably there's no character I'd rather play than Grant in this play. I mean, I don't think that Grant is per se the main character, but for me at least, when I read the script, I was like, I don't want anybody else but Grant. I want Grant. Give me Grant, because Grant is such a fascinating character because I think of all of the characters, you have Parker, you have Sky, you have Ethan, you have Grant, and then at the end you get to see a scene with Jackson, who is the catalyst for the whole play. So Grant, as a character, he's a little complex, but he is in love with Jackson. He at the beginning of the play, you slowly find out that more and more that he was in love with Jackson, and Jackson and him had kind of this weird relationship, friendship thing that they were kind of keeping on the down low because neither one of them were really out in the open about who they were as people. So they're very interesting in that, like, this whole thing was hidden, and so no one, except if, like, their friends, I think Ethan and Parker knew about it. No one else knew about it. So this thing he has to keep inside, and it breaks him for the first part, and he just crashes and burns. And he was this very happy, artistic, albeit a little bit pretentious sometimes, but just lovably pretentious person. And then as the play goes on, he crashes, and then he hits this rock bottom point, and then he comes back up. And he's such a dynamic character that's so flavored with language. He's a great character. And he's also writing a book, so I guess that's cool. I mean, he's great.